Hey, what's up? This is Jason Drone. Welcome to today's edition of GSD Daily. This is episode 101, and today we are going to talk about membership sites. Now, truthfully, I had no idea what we were going to talk about today. I didn't really necessarily think about it this weekend. Normally, I go through and I plan out what we're going to be doing like on Saturday, and I didn't this weekend. Instead, I just tried to find some inspiration in what basically popped into my head. And basically what happened was I was walking out of my office and I I saw this book, The Membership Economy. I read it 3 or 4 years ago, back when I first started building Scriptly, and fantastic book. And I realized how often I talk about membership sites with clients. And literally it's like all the time, because membership sites give you such great income, number one, and they provide so much value to your users. And there's lots of ways. It's kind of like a Swiss Army knife of offers. Because not only can it be a front-end offer, although we try not to let it be a front-end offer too much, especially right now in COVID, because at the end of the day, recurring charges aren't necessarily something the public really loves. However, they are fantastic from an upsell standpoint. They are also fantastic from selling an annual license standpoint. So we're going to get into that in a minute. And then Bill says that he's building one right now. What's up, Bill? How are you doing? So, so that's the topic of today's presentation, or this week, actually. So we're going to be going through and talking about how to put together membership offers, how to put together a membership structure and a membership site in your business, how to, basically like supplement your offers with one. Talking about, the software, the tools, the content, how to charge money for it, all of that other stuff. For those of you who are new to GSD Daily, my name is Jason Drone. I help people build better businesses. And to do that, basically we set up through doneforyou.com. We set up offers. We build sales funnels. We automate marketing and sending traffic and all that other stuff. But these sessions really is kind of where I share what I know and share the stuff I've learned and share what I'm talking about with clients, on a very macro level, in the hopes that it's stuff that you can implement in your business. It's stuff that you can do on a local or national level to grow, without needing a storefront, without needing live events, like that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, that's really what it's about. It's about building, digital businesses. So let me pull up some notes that I have today. I also don't normally have notes, but today I do. So let's see. So the first thing, membership sites. The biggest thing about membership sites is they give you recurring income. So this is, everybody pays a membership to one degree or another. You have a membership for Netflix. You have a membership for HBO. You have a membership for the Disney Channel. You have a membership for the New York Times, or subscriptions. It's all kind of interchangeable. Membership, subscription, some of it you pay monthly for, some of it you pay weekly for. But if you get to even a kind of a more macro level, you're looking at your electric bill is a subscription. Your Verizon phone bill is a subscription. Everywhere you look, there are subscriptions. So it only makes sense that you use subscriptions in your business, or you try to. Amazon Prime, one of the best subscription programs of all time. Implemented forever ago. You started as $79 or whatever. I think it's $149 now, and they just continue adding benefits into it. But it's filled with perks, and it gives you access to all kinds of special things. And at the end of the day, it's a revenue generating machine for Amazon. The other thing about memberships is they're pretty easy to launch, so now you don't need, way back in the day, had to be 2008, 2009, maybe a little after that. No, maybe it was before that, 2006, 2007. I don't remember, but it was a long time ago. There was a Brian Clark who started Copyblogger, created a course called Teaching Sales, and it was teachingsells.com. And it was expensive. Well, I thought it was expensive at the time. It was like $197 a month or something. And basically it was an entire course on how to build the membership sites. And they put together this massive movement of people building membership sites way back in the day. And back then it was WordPress was like version 1.4 or 1.5 or something. And it was just a shit show how complicated it was to put these membership sites together. So WordPress, I forget the exact hierarchy. I think it was WordPress. And then you had to tie in Amember, which was the membership functionality, which was old fucking antiquated software. It was terrible. Still is terrible, but it's still around. So you basically had to like hobble to get, Moodle. That was it. It was Moodle. Moodle was an open source learning management platform, LMS, learning management software, which also might still be around. I don't know. But basically you install Moodle, and that's what colleges and education, colleges were using for their online programs back in like 2008, because it was free and open source. And it was kind of set up like what Teachable is now. But Moodle, you can download it, you can install it on a server. You basically had to figure out how to use it because it was open source. So the documentation fucking sucked, and then you layered Amember on top of that, which controlled the subscriptions. But then you had to tie in an authorized.net merchant account, which was hard as shit to get. So there was it was complexity after complexity after complexity. But there was a lot of people who made a shitload of money doing membership sites from that Teaching Sales course. And Brian Clark put together just an amazing course on doing all that. And it was eye-opening, like how much money you could make from membership sites. I mean, because he had like 2,000 people in this course and paid him ultimately, I think it was like $2,000 or something, $2,500, for the course. So, like way back then as like kind of a newbie internet marketer, I'm like, holy shit, this opportunity is huge. But then you get knee deep into all of the tech setup stuff. And it was just like spending weeks trying to figure out how Moodle works and then create the content for it and then all that other stuff. I mean, now, we use a couple pieces of software like Kajabi was, a monthly fee, and it gives you access to everything you need to set up public site pages, homepage, all that other stuff, all the course pages. It has video hosting. It has all this stuff in there for $100 a month, $150 a month, whatever, plan you're on. It's just incredible how cheap it is to set up a subscription site now. Teachable is the same way. Teachable is another amazing platform that, wasn't around 10 years ago. And before, you had to be a tech genius in order to set up a membership site. Not so much anymore. We're going to talk about Wishlist Member this week, and we're going to talk about LearnDash, both WordPress plugin softwares that you can add into WordPress to go through and install this membership functionality easily, quickly. It ties in your payment platforms, ties in your email newsletter, protects the pages that you don't want any Joe Schmo to just go read. So we're going to talk about all that stuff. The other nice thing about memberships is they're modular. So in working with a lot of clients, not all the content has to be done at the very, very beginning. So what I tell folks is you only need to be, as far out as your customers are. So if like you launch, you just have to have month 1 done. And then your prospects, they're going to go into month 2 and then month 3 and month 4, so you just have to be in front of them. That's all. You just have to be in front of them. And as long as you're in front of them, then there's all kinds of, you can take the class, you can take the material wherever you want to go, wherever they want to go, but you just have to be in front of them. So if you launch your course and you sell, 100 of them this month, then before they get to that 30-day mark where month 2 should show, then you can put whatever content you want in there. So you have a 30-day lead time on all of it, which is really nice. You don't have to create this big ass, 5-6 hours worth of video. You don't have to create that all in one shot. You can create it. You just need a good plan, a good like mind map or a good outline of the stuff you want to create. And then you're just going to create month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, and it becomes it becomes painless, so you just need to stay in front of your members. There are going to be some members who want access to it all. They're going to say, well, I bought a year, I should have access to it all so I can zip through it. And you can just, kind of, well, hold on, just tell them, like, it's not what we do. We don't want to overload you with content. The reason we put together this membership site in month 1, month 2, month 3, the reason we put it together like this is so you retain it, so you understand it, so you can implement it in your life and your business. You don't have to zoom through all of this. You paid for a year. You have access for a year. So just we're going to go through this one chunk at a time. You know what I mean? So that's the at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. You can go really niche based. So, and that, so my note is you can go niche based or you can go broad, and that's true. So you can have like a broad membership that focuses on lots of different things, or you can go really niche based. What you're going to find is that the more niche you are, the more expensive you can make it. The more money you're going to be able to get every single month or on a monthly basis. So if you really pinpoint, you pinpoint one thing that you solve, that you help people solve, then you're going to be able to charge, $97 a month, $197 a month, $397 a month, because they know exactly what they're going to get out. Now think on the other side of that coin, think of a very broad topic like business development. Or here's a better one. How about health and fitness? So Beachbody has their membership, and their membership is super cheap. And it has 20 or 30 individual courses. And those individual courses are all super tight. They're super niche based. But the broad Beachbody membership, the umbrella, is very cheap. Because first of all, they want you to, be a long-term user, and that's why they have so many just very niche stuff on the inside. But if you were to pull one of those very niche products out and put it off into its own ecosystem, then chances are you'd probably get a lot more money out of that individually, like $97 a month, but it would be for a shorter time period. Maybe it would be for 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, as opposed to a Beachbody customer who was going to be paying for years and years and years. So there's just different makeups when it comes to niche versus broad versus price. So let's say you are putting together a membership site on running copywriting. Let's say it's where you're putting together a membership site on copywriting. So the copywriting membership, maybe first month is email, or first month is maybe copy foundation, foundational copywriting. Then month 2 is going to be sales copy, and month 3 is going to be email copy, and month 4 is going to be content marketing copy. So it's a very, 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 very tight, skill set. You're going to be learning about copy in these different areas, and all of that is going to be able to transition into your job, or your work, so you can charge clients more, so you can be more valuable to your employees or whatever. And that is $197 a month. You can be a member for as long as you want, but that you have to, and if you really are interested in the content marketing section, you're going to have to still be there in 4 months, so, and that's how membership sites are put together. So you can go very broad, or you can go very niche or very broad. You can charge a little bit of money or a lot of money. You can be very specialized or not very specialized. It really is your choice. And You just know that your target market, your avatar, is going to change based on whether it's specialized, whether it's broad, whether it's cheap, whether it's expensive. So it's just questions to ask yourself in order to set it up. And as I hit my mic, one of the best things about membership sites is they're natural upsells. So if you are ever they're an upsell of themselves. Like if you are ever struggling with your offer, and let's say you have a book, it's a digital download, it's $27, and you're like, well, I would love to have an upsell so I can make more money. With the membership, you actually get two offers. So the first offer is the monthly. It's going to be $37 a month if that's your pricing. Well, the second offer is the annual subscription, which is usually like $300 a year. So if you have a $37, so generally how we work it is you get 2 months or 3 months for free if you sign up for annual. That's generally my advice to my clients. So if you're charging $37 a month, then $37 a month, 12 times 37, it's $444. So if somebody stays a full month or a full year, you're going to be making $444. Not many people do. So every membership has a churn. That churn is usually 3 to 4 months. Sometimes it's longer. Like your cheaper memberships, like 10 and cheaper, they'll stay for years. That's one of the reasons why Netflix's introductory memberships I don't think they're above 10. I think they're like $9 or $8. Or if you're in India, they're like 5 or something. So if you're like 10 and below, people stay for years. If you're 10 to 20, people stay. They might stay for years, but they have to really get a lot of value out of it. If you're above 20, then your churn is going to be 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, somewhere in there. So your $37 a month membership times 12 is $444. So what we usually tell people is give them 2 months, 3 months, 4 months for free if they sign up for annual. Chances are, like, let's say you give them 3 months for free, so you get paid for 9 months, but your churn is 6 months. You just made 3 extra months worth of money, and they got more value, and they can rebill at the end of a year for the next year. So not only do you get the monthly offer, you also get the yearly upsell, or the yearly offer. And when you put both pricing options side by side, so you have your monthly and then you have your yearly on a sales page, about 60% of people are actually going to take the yearly because they don't want to see that charge every single month on their credit card. I don't know about you, but I'm that way. Like if I see something hit a credit card every month, I'm like, man, maybe I should probably cut it. Do I really use it? Whereas if I buy the annual subscription and it's a great deal, then I use it and I don't even think twice about it. Like I don't question it, at all. Then I get tons of value out of it and then the next year comes and I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, cool. I got a ton of value last year. I'm going to get a ton of value this year, so that ends up being how it is. All right. Now, wow, we've already been going at this thing for quite a while. So types of subscriptions. We're going to dig into each of these more in depth this week. This is more just the setup, like why you should have a membership in your offer mix. So types of subscriptions. We have newsletter based. So you can think of like Agora Publishing. They have $97, $197, weekly newsletters that they send out to investment professionals, investors. Real estate has the same kind of subscriptions. There are newsletter subscriptions, and they go out, and that's it. There's no login. There's no membership portal. You just consume the newsletters, the emails that you receive, which are fantastic. Fulfillment and setup is a breeze because you just have to know how to send an email. However, your target audience needs to be really inclined to read. So which is a perfectly valid thing to think about now. How many of us do really want to read? I know I do. I love reading. Do your customers love reading? And if they do love reading, do you love writing? Because you got to write the newsletter to then send them. You know what I mean? So newsletters might work. Newsletters work in a lot of industries. They might not necessarily work in yours. So it's just something to think about. Community-based subscriptions is another one. So you can think of this as myopic as like a Facebook community. There are lots of upsells, like to offers, where it's $97 a month. You get access to the Facebook group, and people get crazy value out of those Facebook groups. There might be challenges, there might be upsells in those challenges. There might be just, kind of camaraderie and going back and forth and being able to ask questions. But then you can take it from your Facebook group all the way up to elite level mastermind, where people charge $25,000, to get access to, 120 of the baddest ass, CEOs on the planet, or $50,000 or $75,000 or 100. In every market, there are these 50, 75, $100,000 masterminds, where you pay that and your value far exceeds that because of the connections you make. And it's not the one deal that you make. It's the relationship that you make. It's the thing you learned, which then like tweaks your thinking enough that you make a change in your business, and then you go generate another $500,000 in sales or whatever. So it isn't like that one-to-one value exchange. It's the one to many, and it's usually not even direct. It's usually indirect. But my point is, the subscription model can be used for cheap to very high ticket. It really just depends on where you want to go. Video content is kind of the par when it comes to membership sites. Video content and logins, having a membership login and video is going to be like what you gotta have anymore. So if you're putting together that copywriting membership, let's say, then you're going to want video instruction of things you need to do, or maybe not. Maybe that's a really bad example for copy, but let's say lose 20 pounds. You're putting together a membership site on how to lose. Oh no. How about this? Run your first marathon. So you're putting together a video course or a video membership on running your first marathon, and the goal is within the first 3 months, or within the next 3 months, you're gonna be able to run a marathon. That might be totally fucking impossible. I don't know. But month 1, food, stretching, jogging, like the whole thing, and then it's all going to be video instruction. It might be some PDFs, might be some checklists, like all that stuff. Then month 2, it's the specific exercise, specific things you're doing to run that marathon. And then month 3 is, okay, it's time to actually run the marathon, and it's all video training content. There might be some supporting PDFs. There might be maybe some audio kind of things that you can listen to when you're running, like some motivational music or what. I don't know. I don't know. But you're able to, you're basically moving through this process, month 1, month 2, month 3. And then afterwards, maybe there's like a maintenance track where you ran your marathon and now it's getting ready for the next one. Or now you move into a community of marathon runners, or you get a bulletin board of the next marathons in your area. I don't know. I don't know what it looks like, but like, that's the fun part of creating memberships, because there isn't necessarily a set track. So you can always mix and match content. You can add new stuff in. You can replace videos. Like if a video is a 5-minute chunk, you can replace videos and just drop new shit in, and then it's awesome. So, but video is it's also the fastest medium to make shit. So you can get on a video and just talk, leave some notes, just talk to a video, create some content. The content goes in the membership site, and, you're off and running, pun intended, right? Based on my last membership. Written content is very similar to the newsletter content. Like people can log in, check out your written content, check out like your long kind of blog posts. If the instruction is a weekly 2,000 word blog post that is going to teach you how to do something, then they can log in and read. But you might only be able to charge $27 a month for that, as opposed to like a video-based membership where it's going to be a blog post and a video. Then you might be able to charge $67 a month for that, So, So Bill said, I'm stuck on video content later as I build. How to make them specific to my instruction, copy, outsource, get spendy. Yes. So Bill, we're gonna do one of the days of this week. I don't know which day we're gonna be doing a video, how to create video. So we will get to that, but and then maybe we can ask some questions there. So another membership, software and tools. Another type of membership. So SaaS-based software is also fantastic from a membership standpoint because you pay per access. So it might be 37 a month or 47 or 97 or I don't know, $9.97 a month. And you charge based on, or people pay you for the access to that software. It's not necessarily even like the transformative effect of the software. They pay for the access, and your sales guy or your sales copy or whatever is going to sell what they're going to be able to do with that software. But by and large, they pay to be able to log in. So the thing about software is it gets expensive on the front side. So it's not something that you can just, put together the first month and then wing it. You actually have to put together an MVP product, which sometimes that'll cost you $7,000, by paying a developer, and sometimes it'll cost you $350,000. It really just depends on how big of a bite out of something your software's going to be able to do. So sometimes if it's like super minimum viable product, then, or like super prototype, you're going to be able to start getting people in pretty early. Whereas if it's something more complex, you're going to have a lot more development cost. But then once you're able to launch, you can charge more money for it. So very catch-22, but software is something that membership covers. Now pricing, we're going to talk about pricing. I think we're probably just going to cover this in a later. So pricing, 37 a month, 67 a month, 97 a month, kind of all good pricing tiers. And maybe we'll have a discussion on pricing and charging like money, and how to work them into your upsell funnels and stuff. Some of the group coaching options, we do $197 a month or $397 a month. So it might be course. We call it assisted coaching. So, but it's coursework plus group coaching, or coursework plus community ends up giving you a little bit more room to charge more, so that you can just give more value. But you actually give value in putting people in a group as opposed to giving value directly one-on-one. And then we got some software and stuff, which we already talked about. So that was kind of my primer to this week. Membership sites. Bill, we will work on video this week. Let's say so tomorrow I think we're going to cover brainstorming. Wednesday, we're going to cover video. So Wednesday at 10 a.m., I think we're going to cover video. Thursday, we should talk about software to protect it all. And then Friday, we're going to do a recap. I think that's what we're going to end up doing. So yeah, that'll work. Tomorrow we're going to brainstorm. And we're going to talk about video content itself. Then we're going to talk about software, and then we're going to recap. Maybe during the recap, we'll talk about traffic and stuff. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for today. This week, looking forward to seeing you all here. Come with your questions, and if you're thinking about putting together one of these membership sites, and you need a little bit of help, go to doneforyou.com/start, and we will get you all fixed up. Just fill out the little form and then jump on a call. Or there's a little chat box in the lower right-hand corner of Done For You. So just go ahead and ask a question. We'll go from there. So I'll talk to you soon. All right. Thanks.